You talked about the stop the insanity phase, the low fat, no fat back in the 80s and into the 90s, I suppose. How far back did that set our health as a population? I mean, we were coming out with candy that had no fat, so that got to be fair game for everybody.
I still remember eating sourdough bread. I was a trainer back then, and I was working at Pritikin.
Oh, okay.
And Pritikin was the vegetarian 10% calories from fat. And I still remember basically living on licorice,
Yep.
fat-free yogurt, and sourdough bread, and lattes with skim milk, right? Because it was all fat-free, and some diet sodas thrown into the mix. Oh my gosh. So it really was these two guys. It was this brilliant pioneer, John Yudkin in Britain, and then this guy, Ansel Keys in Minnesota. And Ansel Keys said, it's the fat causing heart disease. And Yudkin said, it's the sugar causing heart disease. And Ansel Keys totally discredited this guy. This guy died, poor John Yudkin, just discredited, like, you know, a quack, a laughing stock. And now you read his stuff and he's like the biggest genius ever. You know, he's the one that Lustig keeps referring to. He was so far ahead of his time. And we know in science that's the way it works. You're ahead of your time, so everyone's going to. So Ansel Keys won, and our health totally got destroyed. And the funny thing is, he cited the Seven Sisters study on cholesterol. And if you really read the study, people can lie with these studies. And that's what happened. And so it came, you know, everyone decided that fat was the cause of heart disease, and away we went with pulling all the fat out of food. And I mean, you can just follow the trends. And what's amazing to me is now, I mean, that was in the 80s, you know, and you saw it start to really hit about 10 years later and just start to go whoosh, right, runaway train. And still to this day, we are still stuck on this low fat thing. It's crazy. I mean, that's, you know, all of my friends, all of us in the field, we're all big fat eaters, and we always talk about it. So people will just, my diet's over 50% fat. It is the biggest part of my diet.
Really?
Yes, I just had, I have a shake every day for breakfast, and it had coconut milk, half an avocado, chia seeds, and a, you know, protein powder blend in it. And it's over half fat.
Well, I think that's one of the things that people want to know is what's good fat then. And when you think of fat, you think, oh, I can have a steak for breakfast with some bacon and, you know, that kind of, but
The old Atkins diet.
different kind of fats
and I'll
out
have
there,
some
yeah.
pork rinds with that and a Diet Coke. So, and even Atkins, you know, when he first started, hey, he's a pioneer, but he didn't realize that the type of fat mattered. So at first it was just like, eat fat. And then it was like, oh, let's make an oil change. One of the most amazing things you can do is make an oil change. So what are the good fats? Grass-fed beef, totally different than regular beef, you know.
Sure.
Actually, grass-fed beef should be the regular beef. And wild fish, pastured pork, avocado, raw nuts and seeds. What I do is soak and dehydrate them or low roast them. Coconut and coconut oil, incredible. Ghee and grass-fed butter, we eat a ton of it. And I think that's, did I mention avocado, olive oil, macadamia nut oil, walnut oil? Love macadamia nut oil. Macadamia nut oil is amazing. It is the best salad dressing ever. Lemon juice, macadamia nut oil, and sea salt. And what's so great about that is everything in there actually does something good for you. Lemon juice can help balance blood sugar, and the sour can take your sweet tooth away. And the sea salt helps heal your adrenals, so it's good for stress. And it helps just amplify all the flavors. And the macadamia nut oil is such a good, healthy fat, monounsaturated, incredible, and like tastes amazing. So good for your heart, good for your hair, skin, and nails, satiating. So those are all of the ones. And honestly, it's if you eat healthy fats, for sure, you're gonna be a happier person. Your hair, skin, and nails will look better, but you won't be hungry because fat works in the small intestine to trigger the release of some neuropeptides, some stuff to your brain to tell your brain, hey man, we're full, we're good. It's like, don't need more food here.